So many people in my circle are suffering emotionally from the aftermath of the political divisiveness and related daily events. I consistently try to steer conversation away from the negativity, yet I relate to the continuing stress and trauma of the events. How do I acknowledge their pain and be helpful at the same time?
That's a tough one, right? So part of this entails embracing differences. You do not expect a golden doodle and German shepherd to be the same, to have the same behavior. Those are two different breeds of dogs. Similarly, people have differences of opinion. You know, it is, if you have someone who is physically, emotionally, and spiritually your twin, then you can expect they will have exactly the same thought, but that is not the case. So people have, different genetic predisposition. They were raised by their parents with their values. They connected with friends, their neighborhood. They went to different schools and colleges, read different newspapers, attended different programs, had different role models. No wonder they're going to have a difference of opinion. So I think, it is best to approach these situations with not focusing on that I am right, they're wrong. That's a common mistake most of us do. I mean, if you and I are arguing, Chris, and if I'm thinking I am right, Chris is wrong, you're thinking I am right, Amit is wrong, we won't reach anywhere, right? I think the best way to start your discussion is to assume the other person is right. Remember what this person means to you, and they are a wonderful person despite their political predisposition, but despite their political rhetoric or their political preference, right? So you start with focusing on trying to understand the other person, where they're coming from. Now, they may be meaning well because you are meaning well, you're well-meaning, they are well-meaning, even though they may have partial understanding of the facts, or they may have facts that are just simply not true, but they in their gullible self believe those facts, right? So keep all this in mind, and sometimes when I'm still not able to fully understand them, I ask myself, what is the residual value of this person despite this strong difference of opinion? And we know many people who have a different, let's say, political bent. And I say there's a high residual value. This is a good human being. Then I just continue to maintain that relationship. Our desire for people to agree with us, because when people agree with us, we feel validated. We feel worthy. We feel safe with those people, and that's why we want others to really have our own beliefs. But that's an exercise in futility. I think we have to embrace diversity. We have to embrace differences of opinion, as long as our ultimate goals are aligned. I think one of the core ultimate goal is to collectively build a kinder, more hopeful, better world for our planet's children. And the paths to that goal are going to be different. So our accepting and embracing each other, welcoming the differences, and focusing on what are our similarities, because there's something called human universals. While what separates us is maybe 0.01%, what unites us is 99.9%. So the more you can focus on that, and the more you can zoom out and think of the long term, the better. You want to add something to this, Chris? Because
I was just saying, we live this life, both my wife and I happen to be the extreme minority politically within each of our larger families. And trying to find joy and love on family visits can be difficult and trying in times like these. And it's interesting. We've started applying the same exact methodology that I know you and I have discussed with regard to dealing with my mother and her advancing dementia. Redirection. So we bring, if we bring something to the center that we can talk about that has nothing to do with the political debate, we all literally clamor to get into that conversation. And usually it's somebody that we share and love. So if we talk about, did you see that that one of our children did this? And we can discuss that and throw our love for each other into that conversation about that person that we share. And I think that's a big part of it, is, you know, trying to redirect away from those paths and conversations that we get stuck in, right? We get stuck in talking points, and then we don't see that person holds something so deeply and important in common with us, the loving of another human being on this planet. And when we all admit, you know, we love this person, well, then that's something we have. And so that's something that we've used a lot at our families. We'll just redirect the conversation to talk about something that we know we all love. It's easier for me to see joy in my mother and my father when I see my child through their eyes than when I see politics through their eyes.
And I think two additional points are, one is, where have you placed your identity? My identity with you is a friend and colleague. It's not based on our shared political beliefs. Then why do I want to force my political beliefs on you? My identity with my loved ones or friends is they are loved ones and friends, not that they have the exact, political alignment with me. So there's no need to force. And the second thing that I've found useful is approaching this with a sense of curiosity more than judgment. Just be curious about what makes people believe what they believe in. I've had someone decided to vote for somebody, and this is a very rational and very successful person. And why are you choosing to vote for this person? Oh, because I think, or not vote for this person because I think this person is very rude. But we've seen like 30-second clip of this person on the television. With that, we make that judgment. We make such quick judgments of different people with such little data. In fact, I don't know anybody fully. I don't know you, Chris. I don't know anybody on the call here because I don't know. We capture everyone for a very small slice of time. I think all my thoughts are hypotheses. All my actions are experiments. Your every thought is a hypothesis. Your every action is an experiment. So having that modicum of humility and openness and curiosity, with that, if you approach the world, then even though you may have differences with others, they will not be felt as threatening, and you will not be threatened by others. And in the process, you will learn, and you will find a way to, as they say in Washington, work across the aisle. You'll find a common purpose.